Hi everyone, it's Anne here. Thanks for joining me on the Secrets of Permanent Weight Loss Masterclass. Let's get straight into it because I've got some great content for you today. Let's start with who this is for. So this is really for women who have between 15 and 40 pounds to lose. You've probably tried every other diet there is. I imagine you've been backwards and forwards to the weekly slimming classes, probably bought every last diet book that ever came out and maybe tried some of the crazier ones like the cabbage soup diet. And sometimes you may have succeeded, but do you know what? I bet you've piled it all back on and some more. So in the next 45 minutes, I'm going to cover how to lose the weight you've always wanted to and keep it off forever. I'm going to teach you how to regain your health, say goodbye to aches and pains, cravings, bloating and hormone imbalances. Even if you've tried dozens of diets in the past with little or no success. I'm going to show you how to finally fix your relationship with food without ever having to give anything up or feel deprived. I'm going to show you how to achieve boundless energy and an amazing positive outlook on life with more confidence than you ever thought it was possible to have. So my promise to you is a step-by-step plan to lose between 15 and 40 pounds, even if you think you've tried everything before, even if you think nobody can help you. I've done it all, it's too difficult. Just some house rules. This is not for anyone who's seeking a quick fix. It can be hard work. You need to be committed. And your success or lack of it is up to you. But before we get on to all the good stuff, let me just check in with you and see where you're at. Does this sound like you? Does it feel like you're never going to lose weight, no matter how much exercise you do, how little food you eat, how miserable and deprived you feel? Have you been to the same weekly diet club for years only to lose and gain the same few pounds? Have you stopped even looking in the full-length mirror because you're so unhappy with what you see, fed up with wishing you could be a size 10? Do you dread clothes shopping because nothing fits you? Have you gone into a shop and seen a beautiful dress or an outfit you think is amazing? You go into the fitting room and you try it on and you just look in the mirror and think, oh, and you leave with nothing. Do you secretly feel so unattractive that you worry your partner no longer fancies you? If any of this sounds like you, I have good news, because none of these things are the real problem. You see, the real problem is that you haven't made what I like to call the shifts. And we'll talk about those more in a second, but I want you to know that once you make them, you will have complete control over your diet and your weight and understand fully how to keep those extra pounds off. You can have abundant energy and improved self-esteem. Feel confident in yourself. More confident than you've ever believed possible. And you can have tremendous enthusiasm for life. Be able to go shopping and see it as a treat, not a chore. Buy clothes in the size that you want. And you don't have to hide under baggy tunics anymore, or swing dresses, or A-line this, or smock that. You don't have to do that anymore. Every day, you will look in the mirror and feel proud of the reflection looking back at you. So I just want to, before we go too much further, take 2 seconds to introduce myself so that you know who I am and why the hell you should listen to me. I'm Anne Barnard. I'm a traditional acupuncturist and a clinical hypnotherapist with a special interest in weight loss. I've been helping women understand their issues with food and get control of their life and weight for years. So this is me on the left. 24 years ago, I was 21, and that top was a size 20. And then last year, this was me as a size 12, and I've stayed that weight for pretty much 15 years. So I want you to see that I've been there. I was 3 stone overweight. I'd tried every single diet. The cabbage soup diet came out, I did that. The zone diet came out, I did that. The South Beach diet came out, I did that. The Dukan diet came out, I did that. Atkins, Slimming World, Weight Watchers, you name it, I've done it. So I know the misery of yo-yo dieting. And I want you to feel how amazing it is when you finally shift those pounds. And more importantly, know how to keep them off forever. So let me take a moment to tell you how I discovered the 5 shifts. There are 5 of them. 5 key shifts that you must make to understand the secrets of permanent weight loss. And let me explain how I discovered them. Because I've been doing this for a very long time, and I realised when I looked at people that were on a weight loss journey that some people were able to lose the weight and keep it off. But the vast majority quickly piled it all back on. So I saw that people who were winning the battle with the weight, people who were getting great results, were doing things differently. And that's when I discovered the 5 shifts. I incorporated them into my diet, and I got my clients doing these, and everything changed. So I'm going to walk you through all 5 in this session. Starting with the first one. And the first one is busting the myth that willpower is the thing that you need. Well, I'm here to tell you that it isn't. It's not enough. When you first start a new diet, whatever it might be, willpower is really strong. But it's not a muscle that strengthens with use, because it runs out. So when you first go to a new slimming group, you buy a book, you start an online plan, whatever it is that you're into, when you first start, you think, this is it, this is amazing, this is the answer for me, and you stick to it religiously. But willpower is not a muscle. It cannot be strengthened. We only have a limited supply. And when it runs out, we give up. Does that sound familiar? If you think you need willpower to do anything, like even, like smokers giving up cigarettes, then we have a problem. Because this creates a conflict that must be resolved. Because willpower means that you need to resist an urge. And an urge is driven by the mind. And then you need to battle with willpower. Because until you decide what you want, willpower will always be required. Willpower is not enough. Let me give you an example of that. You're at work and somebody comes in, it's their birthday, and there's a big bag of donuts and they're going round. And you're sat at your desk and you think, oh, I really want to eat that donut. And then the other side says, but I really want to lose some weight. I really want to be slim. I know I shouldn't. I know I mustn't. Maybe at 10 in the morning, you can resist the donut. Your willpower might be strong in the morning. But maybe you've had a bad day, or things don't quite go how you want them to, or maybe even at 3 o'clock you're tired and the donuts are still sitting there and you've resisted them all day. Guess what happens at 3 o'clock? You give in, because willpower isn't enough. And you may also be cajoled by colleagues. Go on, one won't hurt, just have one. And they're all chipping away at that willpower, and eventually you cave. It's called being a human being, but you need to decide what it is that you want. You only have a limited supply of willpower. And when you rely on willpower, you will always give up. Think about that scenario with the donut. How many of you have caved at that point? So what is required is commitment. Because when you commit, you decide. And then you don't need willpower. When you make a decision, you are choosing. And when you choose, you assert to your mind, this is what I want. And then your mind doesn't create those nagging little things that say, go on, have one won't hurt. You know you want one. When you make a decision and you say, no, I'm choosing not to have that donut, then you don't need willpower. When you understand how the unconscious mind operates, it's far easier to gain control and make much better decisions. And you can do this with anything. It's particularly important if you're a yo-yo dieter. Making better choices means you don't need willpower. So I just wanted to take a moment to talk about Karen. Karen is a lady that I've been helping with weight loss, and she posted a lovely message on Facebook. And she said, after 3 months of starting with me, I'm so proud of myself. She said, I found some headspace, dropped a dress size, adjusted my belt by 2 notches and my watch strap by a notch. I feel in control of my eating habits. Thank you to everyone in the group for their support and to Anne for sharing her knowledge. I hope you agree that she looks amazing, but more importantly, look at that. She feels in control of her eating habits. I've taught her the shifts. I've taught her how to get control. And it's not, this guys is not a quick fix. I might say that a lot, but a quick fix doesn't exist. That's why you're listening to me on this seminar, on this webinar. It doesn't exist because we've all been there. We've all tried the quick fix. And yeah, maybe you'll lose a stone, maybe a bit more in a couple of months, but it comes back on. So slow and steady is the key with weight loss. Here's the second shift. Exercise plays only a tiny part of the whole journey. So when you look at weight loss as a journey or a picture, exercise is a really small proportion. Many people are surprised by this. Many people look at me gone out when I say to them that their walk around the block really isn't going to make a difference to their weight loss. But you cannot out-train a bad diet. This is the most important thing. Most people underestimate how long it takes to burn off the food you eat in the gym or going for a walk or going for a run or whatever that might be. 10,000 steps a day is not going to make you shift pounds. So it's an arbitrary number that was dreamt up by the people that created the fitness trackers. And all it's done is made people obsessed with their fitness trackers. We're all now so hung up on numbers. And I'm not saying that getting up and going for a walk isn't good. I'm just saying that it is an absolute myth that if you do nothing except go for 10,000 steps, you're not going to lose weight. It's just not going to happen. So here's the fact, scientific fact, that exercise only contributes to 5 to 10% of the overall picture of weight loss. That's all. 5 to 10%. So just as an example, here I demonstrated to a group recently that a packet of crisps, just ordinary ready salted crisps, with 180 calories in, and we could mindlessly eat one of those in our day. Maybe some people I know that have eaten 2 or 3 in a day. But I bet you didn't know that in order to burn off the calories that you consume in that bag of crisps, if you weighed 11 stone, it would take you 25 minutes walking at 4 miles an hour to burn off that bag of crisps. 25 minutes. That's a long time, guys. If you think you're having crisps and chocolate and cookies, 10,000 steps is not going to make a difference. So here's the hard fact that going to the gym 3 times a week is not going to make you lose weight if you have a poor diet. Guys, I cannot reiterate this enough. You cannot out-train a bad diet. Exercise is important, as I'm going to demonstrate on the next slide, but it's not the key factor when you want to lose weight. If you carry on eating and sticking to your old ways, the exercise will improve your mental state, but it's not going to make you lose weight. And here's the thing, you know what? Exercise does not have to be expensive. You don't need to go to the gym, hire a PT, or go to expensive exercise classes. It's perfectly possible to get good exercise for free. So let's just talk about Julie. Julie is also another lady that I've been helping. And she said, I have to say a great big thank you to Anne. Since coming along to your course, my hubby and me have been out walking. We used to walk when we first got together, but over the last few fat years, I couldn't be asked to leave the couch. Too much like hard work, carrying the extra weight. 5-mile walks every weekend in places that we have never visited before. Thank you. So here's the point, guys, with Julie. She's not saying that, oh my God, walking made me lose weight. She's saying that, I'm loving the walking. I'm walking 5 miles, I'm going out with my husband, I'd stop doing that, and we're seeing places that we've never seen before. And that's what I mean when I say that exercise has so many benefits other than just losing weight. So here's the third shift. I'm calling it use the secret weapon. And the secret weapon is diet, D-I-E-T. When you know how to use the secret weapon, it's going to allow you to analyse and understand your thoughts and feelings and make the necessary adjustments. Rather than going, I want a biscuit, go to the cupboard and eat the packet, it's going to change all of that. So here's our impression of how we need to lose weight, the old way. So previously we've been told all you need is to count points or sins, to turn up to a weekly weigh-in, cut out carbs, cut out fat. Maybe you could drink skinny coffee, or why don't you drink aloe vera? Replace meals with shakes. Do 10,000 steps and use willpower. But none of these ways teach you anything. So when you go back to real life, you just pile the weight back on. This is the reason why you yo-yo diet, because they don't teach you anything. This is deliberate, guys. They don't teach you anything, so you have to go back. You never learn how to deal with this issue forever. So this is how things used to be. Starting at the top, you'd hear about an amazing new diet. Here, drink this coffee, it's going to make you really thin. And you start off brilliantly because you're motivated and your willpower is high. You stick to the rules religiously and you lose half a stone in 2 weeks. And then over the next 10 weeks you might lose some more. But your willpower is pretty much gone after 8-10 weeks. And you get fed up and you think, sod this, I've had enough of drinking this bloody coffee. You go back to eating normally. You go on holiday. And you're a human being, so you pile all the weight back on because it didn't teach you anything. And then in a few weeks, you're feeling pretty miserable, pretty disgusted with yourself. I've done it again. What's wrong with me? And then you hear about a new diet. Oh, great. And then guess what? You start off brilliantly. You stick to the rules religiously. You lose half a stone in 2 weeks. Lose some more weight over the next 10 weeks. Willpower's waning a bit. Go back to eating normally, or you go on holiday, or maybe you're ill, or maybe there's a family issue because you're a human being. Oh, you pile it all back on again. And so on and so forth. Does this sound familiar? So here's the new way. Diet. Detect, identify, examine and transform. So we're going to get you to detect a feeling, a craving, an emotion, whatever is going on. You detect it. Where is that? What is it? Identify it. What is it? And then you examine it. Where's it coming from? What does it mean? Why am I feeling like this? Is it emotional? And then you transform it. By using the power of your mind, you are able to transform it and let it go. Because understanding the mind is the critical factor in weight loss. And it's the bit that is missing from most diet programs. So here's the new way. Starting at the top, we detect an emotion or feeling. We identify it. What is it? Examine where it's coming from. Is it genuine hunger? Is it an emotion? Am I angry? Am I sad? Am I bored? Examine it and transform it. Make it different and let it go. And when you identify what something is, a craving, for example, where's it coming from? I'm bored. You can transform that. You're taking control. You transform a boredom craving by distraction, finding something to make you not bored anymore. How does eating ever relieve boredom? It can't. So you make better choices. You feel empowered. And when you feel empowered, you regain control. There is nothing better than saying, I'm in control. Go back to Karen, that case study. She feels in control because she understands how the mind works. And when you have control, you lose weight. And you don't do it through being deprived or miserable or hungry. You just do it by being in control. And then you do it again. You go through your day, you detect an emotional feeling. Then you identify it. What is that? You don't mindlessly reach for the biscuits, the donuts, the crisps. You identify the feeling or the emotion. Examine where it's coming from. Transform it. Let it go. Get control. Does that make sense? So guys, once you understand how the mind affects weight loss, the journey is easy. Now, this doesn't mean it's quick. It just means it's easy because you stop beating yourself up. You can finally lose those extra pounds and know how to keep them off. It will totally change your mindset because you'll be happy. I want people to be so happy with themselves, to understand that they are already good enough. Losing weight is about, yes, self-esteem, but most importantly, it's about health. It's about making you live longer. And if I can get you guys to be happy in the process, then that is amazing. So here's Sue. Sue came on my course and she said afterwards, if you're interested in a different approach to losing weight, fed up with yo-yo diets, losing money to the diet industry on tablets, milkshakes, fad foods, well, join me and the club. I've just completed the 6-week course which has covered everything from learning to love yourself, mindfulness, and a totally different approach to looking at food. Such a revolutionary approach that is achievable if you have the incentive to go for it and to change your mindset. In the 6 weeks, that has now set me up for life. I've lost 11 pounds and 3 inches and feel so much better about myself inside and out. And I'm still in touch with Sue, and I know that she's now up to 1.5 stone that she's lost. And more importantly, she's actually recently had an injury. And she's been off work for quite a long time. She fell off a ladder and she did something to her ankle, but also really bad damage to her shoulder, a rotator cuff. So she hasn't been able to work. But she didn't walk for a little while either because of her ankle. But during this time, she hasn't gained any of the weight she lost because she now knows how it works. So she's been able to apply her knowledge that is now hers forever to keep off those dreaded pounds. So I taught her how it works, so she doesn't have to pay anybody for a weekly class or a new online course, because I'm teaching the key to permanent weight loss, because I want everybody to stop going to those weekly classes. So guys, here's a quick recap. At this point, whilst discovering the secrets of permanent weight loss, we know that willpower doesn't work. Exercise is only a tiny part of the whole picture. And we must use the secret weapon, which is DIET, detect, identify, examine and transform. So let's look at some of the other concepts that are sabotaging your dreams of losing weight. It's the 4th one. Guys, you don't need a diet. Why? Because you already have one. A diet is by default, by definition, the food we eat. So if you eat food, you have a diet. It's just not a very good one. It's just not serving you very well. We just need to make some changes. You do not need to pay £5 a week for the rest of your life to a slimming club who tell you what you can and can't eat, how many sins and points there are in food. Maybe you go to a club and they say, drink these shakes. Maybe you go to a club and they say, have this powdered food that gives you ridiculously low calories and is frankly dangerous. You don't need to know how many points or sins food has. You don't need to pay for the next online miracle weight loss course that means you have to do 20 minutes of high intensity exercise every damn day as you prepping food all day on a Sunday for the whole week, and it costs an absolute fortune because of the amount of expensive food they tell you to eat every day. You don't need this. You don't need to pay for what they purport to be a tailored plan, and when you get it, it turns out to be a cut and pasted PDF. You don't need it. It is 100% possible to eat flexibly and still lose weight without ever feeling deprived or miserable. Every case study I share with you on this presentation they've lost their weight. These ladies have lost weight eating flexibly, i.e. the food they love. You just need to make better choices and learn how it is possible to do this every single day. Here's lovely Barbara. Barbara came on my course and she said, I've attended a 6-session course and it's amazing. No scales, no diet sheets, just frank, honest discussion around what is keeping us from achieving our goals. My self-esteem has improved. I feel more confident in my worth and my appearance. I now understand how to engage my mind, feelings and physical body to work together for weight loss. I'm looking for long-term, not quick fix, and health and self-worth, not the myth of an unrealistic, unattainable level of perfection. I would recommend this course for anyone who has tried it all and failed, because when you engage your whole self, it works. And guys, that last sentence is so important. When you engage your whole self, it works. Barbara's done amazing. I contacted her a few days ago to see how she was doing, and in just, I think, 8 weeks, she's lost over 1.5 stone. She's done so well, and she's so motivated. So guys, here's the 5th shift. Invest in an expert coach. Here's the thing. Everyone who has struggled for a long time to lose weight, who has yo-yo dieted their whole life, who's been backwards and forwards to the same diet club. Maybe you've switched between Slimming World, Weight Watchers, Lighter Life, whatever it might be. If you've struggled for a long time, you should engage an expert coach that helps you understand where your issues are coming from and how to deal with them. Not a group, not the group's issues, your individual issues. Because let's face it, if you've been back and forwards to different diet clubs, you've tried everything and nothing's worked, they haven't taught you what you need to know. So you need an expert coach to fix this. This is the only way to stop yo-yo dieting and keep the weight off forever. A coach that is going to teach you where your problems come from. Here's how coaching works. So you engage a coach and they teach you everything in this triangle. So the most important bit at the bottom, the biggest chunk of this, is understanding the mind. A really professional expert weight loss coach will understand all of this. How the mind works is the biggest key to weight loss. They're going to give you the drive and commitment you need because they're going to give you motivation. That's what a coach is for. And when you are motivated, you commit. Then we get to the smaller bits of this triangle, the smaller sections. The food is important, but it's not as important as understanding the mind and the commitment. And then as you can see, as we said, the smallest part of this whole picture is exercise. And when you combine all of that together, your result has to be weight loss. So look at it this way, guys. Going to a weight loss group week after week for 5 years will cost over £1,125. If you do that for 10 years, that's £2,250. If you hired a personal trainer, it's going to cost you 50 quid a session. 2 sessions a week. In 6 months you spent 2.5 grand. Now look, at these numbers, I've estimated, of course, the personal trainer cost. In some places it's less, in some places it's more. You might do more than 2 sessions a week, you might spend longer than 6 months. I'm just giving you estimates here. And with the first 2 sets of numbers, when you go to a weight loss group, I know that they try and sell you a magazine, a load of snacks that you don't need, that are counted, got their sins counted, all their points counted for them. They're going to give you the latest books that they've come up with, and they're going to upsell every meeting you go to. So you can add onto those numbers probably £500 if you're somebody that buys those snacks, crisps, chocolate bars in the groups. And none of this is going to teach you how to fix this relationship you have with food. None of this is going to teach you why you are where you are now. Don't do this on your own, guys. Find the best mentor out there and spend what it takes to work with them. So today I promised I would show you how to lose the weight you've always wanted to and keep it off forever. How to regain your health, say goodbye to your aches and pains, because when you lose weight, all of those aches in your knees, in your ankles, in your back, they disappear. Cravings, bloating and hormone imbalances level out. I promise to show you that even if you've tried dozens of diets in the past with little or no success, you can still do it. I also said I would show you how to finally fix your relationship with food without having to give anything up or feel deprived. How to achieve amazing energy and an amazing positive outlook on life with more confidence than you ever thought it was possible to have. And I wanted to show you a step-by-step plan to lose between 15 and 40 pounds, even if you think you've tried everything before. And here's what you need to understand to win. We talked about willpower, and now you know that willpower is not enough. It runs out. Exercise is only 5 to 10% of the whole picture. It's important for lots of other reasons, but it is not a key factor in weight loss. You need to use the secret weapon. Detect your emotion, feeling, craving, identify it, examine where it's coming from, and transform it. You don't need a diet. You just need to change the one you already have. And invest in an expert coach. It's the only way to fix these issues permanently. These 5 shifts alone, guys, are enough to move you towards your weight loss goal. Now you have a choice. You can take the information that I've given you today and do nothing, go back to your old ways, and at the end of the year be £10 heavier than you are now. Find yourself on New Year's Eve thinking, I didn't do it again, resolving to try again in January. You can go back to the way things were. You can keep going on different diets and watching the weight creep up. Maybe you'll go on a crash diet and lose some of it, but when the willpower runs out, you'll go back to your old habits and gain it all again. You can keep on not being able to go places you want to and not being able to buy and wear the clothes that you want to. Or, if you're done with all that and you want to get into the best shape of your life in the next 60 days and really unlock your full potential, not only that, have tons of energy that lasts all day, every day, so that you can perform at your peak. And you can walk into a room and feel so confident that all the people around you can feel it, can hear it and sense the confidence that pours out of you. You can learn how to make better choices and feel empowered by your choices and feel finally in control. If that's what you want, then here's what I have for you. I have set aside some time in the next 48 hours to speak to you personally about how you can apply the ideas I've given you today to regain control and start your weight loss journey today. Whatever your biggest challenges are, I've seen them, and I know how to overcome it. On this session, we're going to get on the phone. We're going to spend about 45 minutes really getting to the root of the problem. And we're going to work on a step-by-step plan to help you hit your weight loss goals and learn how to keep it off forever. And this is going to be the best 45 minutes that you've spent on you and your health. And the cost is absolutely free. But here's the catch. This is not for everybody. This is for ladies who have 15 to 40 pounds to lose. It's for people who are not looking for another fad diet, not another quick fix. They don't exist. You must be 100% ready to take on this challenge and do the work. So if that's you, book a session now. I'm doing this because I love sharing my expertise with people who are ready to achieve their goals. I'm doing this because I get such a buzz when I get feedback like I did from those lovely ladies I shared with you today. It makes my life so worthwhile when I can show you how it feels to get control and be able to go into a shop and buy a size 10, a size 12, whatever your goal is. Because I know what it feels like when you're finally free, and I so want you to feel it too. Plus, I know you might want my help to transform your body. So, if so, we can discuss it and see if it's a good fit for both of us. And if it's not, that's fine too. So guys, head over to my website, www.theannebarnardsolution.com/apply. And when you get there, you'll see my calendar and you can select a time slot that suits where we can get on the phone and have a chat. After that, you'll go to the application page where there's a really short questions form. Then we're going to get on a call, and it's going to be I promise, the best 45 minutes you've spent on you and your weight loss journey and your journey to health. www.theannebarnardsolution.com/apply. And I will talk to you very soon. I want to say thank you. It's been really fantastic talking with you today, and I hope to talk to you very soon on the phone. So thank you.